Hi, my name is Lynn, and welcome to my YouTube channel for Lynn Might Like It. I'm so glad that you're here. Um, I am a new content creator. I create content surrounding fragrance and life and just some things about being a woman and growing older. And I am so glad I get to share this journey with you. I'll go ahead and just tell you some more about me and hope that you'll like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we can continue to get to know each other better. Well, why now? Why a YouTube channel? Why talk about fragrance and stuff now? People are doing it, the market's saturated, whatever. And all that may be true and it may not be. However, it's something that I want to do and that I'm doing, and I hope that you'll find value or entertainment or some sort of piece of yourself and stay a while with me while I do it. Now, how did I get here and why now? We'll start there. I've been interested in fragrance for actually quite some time. I've always bought perfumes for most of my professional adult life. But like with most other people, the pandemic was like, boop, a lot of time and nothing else to do. And so the interest and hobby increased substantially. And I began to buy more. Although at that time I could not commit to it because I kind of thought like, hey, do it now. And I actually was kind of busy. I was a caretaker for my mom who was sick, which of course many of you know takes a lot of time. And so that kind of threw me off track for a number of years because my priorities were her care as well as me working. I'm single, I don't have kids or a husband, so that was where my focus was. Fast forward several years, my mother passed away early last year. As a matter of fact, this weekend is the 1-year anniversary of her death. That being said, I found myself with a whole lot of free time and I just didn't know what to do with it. I had grown so accustomed to managing her and her health and her affairs, and towards the end of my mother's life, she had to be in a nursing home, so I made sure that I saw her several times a week. So all of that consumed so much of my time and energy that when she passed, I had to really figure out, okay, what are you going to do next, Lynn? What are you going to do with all this free time? And it kind of made sense to go ahead and start the social media platforms talking about fragrance. So I'm on Instagram and TikTok, and I started a couple others, but there's where you'll find the most recent, the most current content from me. And now the YouTube. I started the YouTube, kind of was supposed to kick it off in January, and for the most part I did it, but I hadn't done the first introductory video. And here we are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of her death, and I'm giving you that video. I'm kind of keeping true to myself in terms of doing this because I set some dates and guidelines to get this stuff done. So here we are, we have that done. Check on that box. Kind of getting back to myself too, being this person who now has this time to do things that I like and care about. And even if it's kind of like not, this significant, deep impacting thing, because a lot of other aspects of my life are deep and require so much thought, energy, and effort. This is fun and light for me. So it just makes sense. So here we are. Now I'm creating content. I'm being consistent with it. I am learning so much. You think you know fragrance, and I kind of had a clue, an idea. I knew about designer, I knew about niche, I knew about indie, as well as some of the Middle Eastern, but I did not realize how many of the brands and how much I did not know, right? Because a lot of it isn't sitting in the store. You have to get deeper into these social media channels and some of these other practices to learn more about it. And that's what I'm doing. I've gotten so deep into it, and I'm going to share with you what I learned and what I know, and let me know if you have any questions, concerns, or interests that I need to maybe dig deeper into, and we can go on this journey together. Now, what can you expect from me in this channel? You can expect that I will be posting. I'm going to post as I have been already. I've been posting a lot of shorts. They're just easier. It's kind of like the same content that I'm putting on the other platforms. I can kind of share here as well. But I'm also going to do the long form content. I realize that I am wordy, and that YouTube is a perfect place for me to be wordy. I like to do the reviews of certain fragrances, and I just can't say it's like this and be done in 3 minutes. It's been a chore for me to chop these things down to 3 minutes. A chore. However, on YouTube, I can go into detail and I can tell you what it reminds me of, and I can tell you what I smell, and I can tell you what I think the perfumer was thinking or was hoping to convey when they put these notes and fragrances together. All of that stuff I can add in, and I have time to kind of do it. Hopefully, I won't bore you in the process. You'll find it interesting too. That's kind of how I got started. It's following other people, other content creators on YouTube as well as Instagram, and learning more about how they're smelling the fragrances and how they categorize them and how they describe them. And I find that very helpful, as well as then that kind of helped me to set who I am in this process and how I do it, because how I do it is not going to be the same as how the next person does it or how this other person does it. And it shouldn't be. We all bring something different to the table. We all get to talk about it differently. So, and I want everyone to remember, lock in that scent is subjective. Just because I like a scent does not mean that you will like a scent. Something that I do and continue to do is find content creators who I think have a similar nose to me. So what does that mean? That means if I know what fragrances I like, and then I find other content creators who like the same thing, and they, not that they like everything, but they like that, they'll say what they don't like and they say what they do like, and I'll do that with you. I'll tell you what I don't like and what I do like. But I also know what scent profiles I really like a lot, and I'll share that with you. And if you align with the same ones that I do, then it's the likelihood that you can trust my nose for you. Now, that doesn't mean to go on blind buy because Lynn says she likes it. Do not do that. I am not responsible for your blind buys. As a matter of fact, I discourage blind buys. If you can, wherever you can, get into the habit of getting samples, get into the habit of buying travel sizes. That being said, I have a whole Lazy Susan container of travel sizes because I don't spend a lot of money on things I don't like. And I don't think anyone should. That happens to be part of my collection. You can't see the whole thing, but up here, maybe I can push it up. That's my niche and indie brands. So those are likely going to be the more expensive ones. And niche and indie mean, so niche is they only make fragrance. They don't make clothes. They don't make all these other things. They just make fragrance and fragrance related items. Indie is their smaller houses, and they don't have the same kind of financial backing and support as some of the others. These are the Middle Eastern ones. These are definitely more popular on TikTok. You see them, of course, on Instagram as well, but these are more popular on TikTok. I have 2 of those trays. Below that, what you can't see is a those are it's 2 designer shelves. So designer would be your Burberry Goddesses, your Givenchy's, your Gucci's. Those are designer because they make things other than just fragrance. They make clothes, they make fragrance, they make makeup, they make all that stuff. Those are designers. So Indian niche, they tend to cost more because of they're a little harder to get to, and they're supposed to be a bit more specialized. Now, some designer brands make, and this gets complicated, and I think it's just for them to be able to feel exclusive or that they're part of the niche crowd as well. Some of them have higher end lines where they don't even sell them in the store, like a department store. They might sell them just in their brand store. Case in point, Carolina Herrera. She has an aspect of her line where I believe she's only sells it in Carolina Herrera boutiques versus a Carolina Herrera. What's the one with the heel? I can't think of it right now. I have it over there. But those where you can just go get that from any department store, right? So that's kind of what the difference. That being said, I talk about all price points. Oh, my camera's going weird. I talk about all price points within reason. I have a budget. I have a regular job. I get up and go to work every day. And while this is definitely an addictive habit, I cannot bet the cow. What do people say? I can't wager or bet the cow or lose my shirt over it, which some people do. And I'm not going to be that girl. It won't be her. I'm going to calm down with my spending on fragrance. But I have enough of a collection to introduce you, or not necessarily introduce you. You're probably familiar with many of these as well. However, I have enough of a collection where I can go into detail and give you enough content before I'm ready to make my next buy. So the day that I'm making this video is Wednesday, February 5th. It is the middle of Black Owned Fragrance Week. It just so happens to be, and I participated in that on Instagram. For February, I'm only committed to buying Black owned brands for February. I lost my mind towards the end of the year, and going into this year, I've been buying a lot. So I'm going to go the plan. You want to stay with y'all? Are going to come with me on this one too. I'm going to go on a 3-month no buy. So March, April, May, it will be 3-month no buy to low buy. What does that mean? The goal is to not buy anything. However, if I happen to buy something, I can only buy something that I've been waiting for, that isn't easily accessible. Case in point, Kayali has several of her fragrances, which we don't know if she's going to discontinue them or if she's just making them at her own pace, whatever it is. Musk 12, she dropped Musk 12, didn't tell anybody, not like she's supposed to, but she dropped Musk 12 one day and it sold out by the next day. So within 24 to 48 hours, her Musk 12 sold out. That was internationally sold out. If that came back out, she has one, Deja Vu White Flower, something like that. I'm waiting on that one specifically. I like it. If that comes back out. If something I happen to really, really, really like goes on sale for a really, really good price, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get it. What I'm going to try to do also is work from a list. I get too emotional and too, not random. I can't think of the word right now when you just do it without spontaneous. And I just go off the cuff. Ooh, such and such bought this. Ooh, this is on sale. I need this. I need to calm down with that and be more focused and intentional about my spending. So I hope that you can go on that journey with me as well. I want to touch on a multitude of things that we all can share and discuss and create community around. Fragrance being one of them, body care being one of them, healthcare being one of them. That's a big thing for me as well. Hair journey. I am a naturalista, but I'm pressed right now, but it's time to wash it. So I'll keep it in a ponytail and a headband and whatever. I don't know what's going on in the back. Whatever happens to be going on there is going on there. But at one point, my hair was really thinning. And while it was thinning, I'm currently seeing a dermatologist. It was traction alopecia, not... I don't know, for the lack of a better term, I don't know what the regular alopecia is, but it's traction alopecia, not androgynous alopecia, something like that. And so I'm working with the dermatologist to bring that back in. I think my alopecia was related to stress for caring for my mom prior to her death, and it was just shedding excessively. And so went to the doctor and they were like, nothing's internally wrong. Let's go ahead and work on it. And so the steroids actually have been working and is growing back in. Now, I just have a big forehead, so don't look at that part or don't hold that part against me. But I also have really thick hair. And I could tell that it was thinning. My hairstylist could not tell. My doctor could not tell. But I could, because I know my hair. And I actually recorded going to the doctor and getting shots in my head. No, I didn't do that one. If you see dots on my face, I don't have freckles. That's where I once had moles, and I had those removed, and I recorded that, and I'm going to share that with you too. All these fun, interesting things that you may not have done. They're called DNP, so it's DNP removal. process. And so I'm going to share that with you as well. And we can talk about all those things together as a woman growing older and what that looks like for each of us as we continue to go on. And I'll also talk about buying things on discount versus paying full price. I have historically paid full price for things, and I'm really trying to get out of that habit. There's no honor in paying full price for things. I'm not sure why I was stuck on that for a while. But now I'm going to get into the price of not paying retail for things and see how that plays out. That's going to be my goal. Those are all of the things that I'd like for us to bond over and talk about. My goal is to post twice a week. Now that I've recorded the first one and got it out the way, this is cool. The part that's going to kill me is editing. That brings me to my next point of things you can expect from me. So you can expect content around fragrance. You can expect content around being a woman and growing older and what that all entails. You can expect content around budget-friendly options for fragrance, regardless of what it is. Again, I shop all price points. I only do Middle Eastern. I only do designer. I do them all. I do all price points. So we can have content around that, but I'll also promise you that you'll watch me do this and get better, right? As of right now, this video is going to look real basic. It's going to be real bare. Your girl does not have editing down packed yet, but give me a minute. I'm gonna have it, and I'll be able to maybe in 6 months to a year from now look back and be like, oh my God, look how good she's gotten from the first time. And you'll be able to say, I remember when she dropped that first video and we kept seeing the shadow of her hand on the wall like she was doing sock puppets. Sorry, distracting myself. But we'll be able to have that conversation, and the editing will get better, the setup will get better, we'll figure it out along the way, and all the things will get better. But you can promise that I can promise you that I will continue to grow, things will continue to get better, and I'll evolve as a content creator and as a YouTuber, which will be cool. I just need you to be sure to subscribe and share the content and comment. And if you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, do that there too. I hope that you will. But as we continue to grow together, I look forward to getting to know more about you and the things that you would like to see. Feel free to leave that in the comments. I will definitely be responding and commenting on them as well, if you just let me know that. And thank you so much for logging on and watching this video. I hope that you continue to come back and that we can continue to grow together. So again, thank you for logging on to Lynn. Lynn Might Like It on YouTube. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great week. Bye.